So what do we have so far? Once again, let's recap. We have a pair of sides, and then because of the parallel sides, we also have a pair of angles. Looking back at our diagram, this is what we have so far that we have proven. We're able to say that these two sides are congruent because they're given, and these two angles here, EDF and HGF, are congruent because of alternate interior angles, because these two segments were parallel. Now, a freebie. We know that these two angles on the inside are congruent because of vertical angles. So let's name these very carefully. We know that DFE is congruent to GFH. DFE is congruent to GFH. And the reason is because they are vertical angle. DFE is congruent to angle GFH. And the reason is because they're vertical angles. Vertical angles property. So we have here now a pair of sides, then another pair of angles, and another pair of angles. So we know that our two triangles are going to be congruent by angle side. So we're going to say our two triangles are congruent now. Pick these up so we can say triangle DFE is now congruent to triangle GFH. And the reason for that is angle side. I'll show you again on the diagram why we know it's angle side. It's going to ask us which lines constitutes angle side, and we notice line 1 is our side. Lines 3 and 4 are our two angles, and the side is not sandwiched between the angles, so that's why it's angle side as versus angle side angle. So we're looking at lines 1, 3, and 4. Now we have proven that these two triangles are congruent by angle side. So if the two triangles are congruent, then we can say the parts are congruent. So now we can say if those two triangles are equal, then these two segments belonging to the two triangles are equal, and triangles equal, parts equal. The fancy name for that is CPC-TC. So we're going to come up here, send it to proof. Our very last step, the sides are congruent, and the reason is corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. That's CPC-TC. And what line do we get that from? We know that the triangles are congruent because of line number 5. So once again, here's the proof in its entirety. We see that these two sides are congruent because it was given. And then because of the parallels, we got these two angles congruent, and then vertical angles right here. So we were congruent by angle side, and if the triangles are equal, therefore we can say the parts are equal. DF and GF are congruent, and that is what we're trying to prove.